Alright, good afternoon folks. I'd just like to show you this little jig I made for my table saw. I copied the idea from a chap on not eBay but on YouTube called Ed Styles over there across the pond in America. If you do a search for box joint jig, you should find it. It's the third or fourth entry down. He's got his own channel here regarding woodworking. Now I'm wanting to make a number of wooden boxes to store tools in, and also possibly to make some drawers, because in the future I'd quite like to make my own tool chest or tool cabinet when I can afford to buy some wood, some nice stuff, not just pine and bits of scrap. So anyway, this is what Ed has come up with, this box joint jig in front of you. I thought it was a good idea. He explained it quite well, and I've almost finished my version of his design. I basically copied all the aspects of his design, from the bit of threaded rod to use as a lead screw, to a bit of wood here. Sorry, the lighting's not very good. This bit of wood here is cut to resemble a cam. I've not quite finished the work yet. I've been waiting for one or two items to come home. One of the items was these two long pan head screws. I'm still waiting on two what they call star knobs, like handles basically. I'll probably need to cut this back a little bit to get the handles on there. There's little aspects that needs tidying up. For instance, the winding handle over here, it's just rough, made out of a bit of scrap. It's only wood, but there's sharp edges there, which isn't very doesn't look very nice. It's kind of rough, so you might be able to make out. I've marked out a radii there, and then a taper to cut or sand that down to. The handle here, that was just recovered from a bedroom chest of drawers that somebody was throwing out. So I spotted that one evening, and I knew that the wooden handles would come in handy. The drawers were just made out of that low quality chip wood with this sort of plastic veneer over it. So they were unusable, but I salvaged the top from the chest as well. Bits of wood like that always come in handy for something. The lead screw is a 16 threads per inch, 3/8 UNF, I think. So I would have preferred to have put in a metric bit of threaded bar with a 1mm pitch, but as soon as you go to a 1mm pitch, the price goes up horrendously. I could not find a length of 1mm pitch threaded rod for a reasonable price. I was lucky enough to find this at a local hardware or fabrication yard, and they sold this to me for I think it was £2.50 or £3.50. If I'd gone for the same sort of thing with a metric thread with a 1.0 pitch, I was looking at somewhere like £15, and I'm not prepared to pay £15 for a bit of threaded bar. It's just a joke. And a lot of places you'd have to pay postage on top of that. The reason I was wanting the 1.0 pitch was because I've got a 3mm blade on my table saw, and that would have been allowed me to adjust the position of the carriage here by 1mm for every turn of the handle. So every time I turn the handle, it would have been 1mm, and that would have been really convenient for working out the width of my cuts. As it happens, I wasn't prepared to pay the money, so I went for this cheaper alternative, and that's going to give me 1/16 of an inch per turn of my handle, which is fine for if I'm working in Imperial, but then I've got to try to factor in a 3mm width on my blade with an Imperial when I'm working in Imperial, so it just makes things a little bit more awkward, but not as awkward as working with, say, a more common metric thread size of, say, 1.5mm. So I've gone for the Imperial option here, and I'm happy with that. In the future, if a bit of a 1.0 pitch threaded bar comes up, I can easily swap this out and dismantle this, put a new threaded, a new retaining nut in here, and reassemble it. It's not a big deal. So this is 2 blocks of wood here. They are bolted together using panhead screws, and there's obviously a retaining nut held in between these 2 blocks. I've got a recess on one side and it's flat on the other, so the nut sits slightly proud off the top of the wood here, so that there's a good clamping force pushing it into this block. Also, when I drilled the recess, I made it a couple of millimeters smaller than the outside diameter of the nut, so the nut had to be hammered in quite forcefully into the wood for it to fit. So it's got a nice snug fit in there, so it shouldn't move. After I'd done that part, I realised I needed a clearance channel here to get access to the nut on the carriage, or the panhead screw on this part of the carriage. So I simply clamped a bit of wood onto the top, like so, and then where the 2 seams collided, that was my centre, and I just ran one of these, the term escapes me for the moment, but it's like a wood bit, there's a name for them, a flat wood bit, something along that lines. So I just ran one of them down it. In fact, no, it wasn't that one. And that drilled it out quite nicely. It made quite a nice, neat job with it too. So I'm quite pleased with that little bit there. Other bits haven't come out quite so well. This was meant to be sort of square and flat, but you can see she's a bit proud here, and there's a bit of a gap because my cut wasn't entirely square. That will bother me. I know it will bother me, but I'm going to live with it for now. I'll dress that up. Just take this lip off it in the meantime. But in the future, I'll probably replace these blocks. I would like, you can go overboard, folks. I could have had a mortise and tenon joint in here to make that secure. But it's solid. That's no going anywhere. I've got that well secured to the main part of the base of the whole assembly. So anyway, the other thing I've got remaining is to finish off this cam. I've got a small spring here somewhere. What's happened to that? Don't say I've lost that because I've only got the one. Ah, there it is. Right, okay. I've got this small spring here. It's not very large, as you can see, but it's quite a strong little spring, and it should be sufficient for what I'm hoping it's going to do. And basically, again, this is part of Ed's design. I will have a lever, not a lever, but a catch. mounted onto the side of the carriage here in a similar fashion as to what I'm trying to show you right now. And it will be up tight against the cam, yeah, and it'll be spring loaded so that it'll come up tight against the cam, you know. And when the cam turns, you know, I don't need to explain how a cam works to most of you, I'm sure, but it'll move out, it'll hinge at the bottom, it'll move out like that, the cam will turn, and when the flat comes back round into position, it will return to its sort of closed position, if you want to call it that. And that's a fairly accurate way of ensuring that you've gone exactly 360 degrees. Okay, that means one revolution of the handle over here, and that in turn means you've moved the carriage accurately by 1/16 of an inch. So I thought that was quite a good little addition of Ed's. He's probably copied it himself from, well, you know, a cam isn't a uncommon engineering mechanism, but he's come up with this whole design, so it's, you know, good on you, Ed. So then, basically, what you do is you clamp your bit of wood that you're wanting to cut your finger joints in between these two boards, then down in there like so. Tighten up your handles here and over here, and then you push the whole mechanism through your table saw like so, and it will cut a slot through the end of your board. When that's done, you pull it away from your blade, and then you turn this handle. If I'm using a 3mm blade, that's roughly about 1/8. Yeah, we'll call it 1/8 for now. I know it's not entirely accurate, but we'll call it 1/8. So you just cut a slot 1/8 wide, and you're wanting to move the blade or the board a 1/4 of an inch that way. So you're leaving 1/8 for the finger, and then the next slot will be your next 1/8. Yeah. So a 1/4 is 4/16. So you simply turn the handle 1, 2, 3, 4 times. My maths might be out there. I need to verify that, but I think that's about right. And then, as you're moving this, you should notice, if I try and, this might be too bright for you there, I don't know. This seems to be better. If I move that, you'll see that the carriage is moving. Yeah? And it works quite well. I'm really quite surprised at how well it works. The operation is quite smooth. The carriage is firm on the runner here. There's no play in it, and the entire assembly is made out of scrap. The only things I've bought is the bit of thread bar with I think it was like maybe half a dozen nuts with it. I had some screws lying around, and I had some pan heads screws lying around as well. I had to buy these two. These are extra long. They're about 100mm long, so I had to buy them. They were like about what were they? They must have been about 80p each, which is a bit ludicrous. But they're stainless steel, so you know. Not that I needed stainless steel. It's just the only ones I could find. The other two things I've bought is the two handles, and they come in at about £3 or £4. So the entire the cost of the entire jig has been about a £5. That and some time. So I'll update you on this when it's complete. It shouldn't be much longer. I'm waiting on the handles. I've got a few bits and pieces to tidy up, like I say, like the the retaining latch for the cam, fit the spring, maybe tidy a few bits and pieces up, take off some of the sharp edges off, and then it'll be time to test it out to see if it works. You'll cut off these nuts, these screws flush, because they're going to interfere with any sort of boards that you've slot down there. They'll need to be cut down. So there's little things like that I've got to tidy up, but the essence or the majority of the work's done. So yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. That's 16 minutes, or almost 16 minutes now. So this is what I've been up to indoors when the weather's no fit. And some of the I had to do some of it outside because it was just making too much dust and noise to be doing indoors. But right, okay, bye for now, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.